From the home of the Utah Jazz, we begin our big three of the night with 3's company and the Killer 3's here on the 4-1, which means this one is a big one for 3's company. It's presented by State Farm. Drew Gooden has led the way for 3's company as a co-captain. Steven Jackson, one of the stars of the big three since.
You never know. You can't leave it and take a restroom break.
Deshawn Thompson on Steven Jackson for the first bucket of the game. Deshawn Thompson, first season. Right. And Franklin Session, that'll be the last time we say Franklin Session because it is Nitty. It's Frank Nitty, the California street bums
and some cheap baskets.
Emmett and Nitty banging in the post. Emmett gets a stop. Nitty comes back with the block. Franklin Session gets the block and sets it up for the Killer.
You know, my number 6 is retired in San Antonio, and I don't know if I had any block shots in my 16-year career. So this number 6, Frank Nitty, definitely stuck with it. He continued even though he got beat.
Gritty Nitty. Andre Emmett, hot start to get Dante Jones into the game. Nitty on to Steven Jackson on the wing. Jackson buries it. Will plays timeout. He gets
breaking down the defense and then reading the defense. It's all about getting in your progressions when you're driving to the basket.
And now Stack again. Air ball. No, that's a pass. That's a pass. Nobody can finish for the Killer 3's.
On that last possession, Frank Nitty was wide open and basically drove the ball into the defense. He's going to have to knock down that shot and try to match up for Emmett.
Emmett banging on C.J. Watson. Couldn't finish. Powell, easy two. Emmett on Dante Green. Emmett, floater off the window.
I contribute that bucket to Michael Cooper because he was screaming.
He tells BT it's about defense, and you can see in the stance, switching, calling out switches. He's trying to do it defensively.
He used to have drills and
treating for you, Avery, when walking the building.
That's what I love about the big three. I feel the love from all the old NBA vets.
Steven's got a title with the Spurs. You've got a guy who has a basketball journey, a basketball story.
Yes, it's easy to get drafted in the lottery and play for one team. Is easier, and you play for one squad. And the refs, a lot of times, don't call touch fouls.
Now they're going to call that one. More than a touch foul. Andre was going to make sure the message was
both playing offense and defense. And takes pride in it.
Watson Killer 3's have their first.
CJ any space. He has a little bit of a wind-up three-point shot, but once he has space and time, he can make it.
Dante Jones with a good seal from Max Seals and keeps it alive. Frustrating Michael Cooper, couldn't clear it on the defensive glass. Watson, lob, Dante Green, alley-oop, Killer 3 style. Thompson, quick back, Dante Jones has to heave. Fight for the rebound, Maxiel back up. Fouled, and Jason Maxiel to the line.
Smart play. When you have two.
Watson crossover, step back on Thompson. Late foul called on Deshawn Thompson. Watson physical play on, and now Jackson on Emmett. Battling all night. Emmett with a pop on Steven Jackson. Not called. Follow-up bucket 3's company. And a technical foul on Michael Cooper. Drew Gooden's going to have to step in as captain because
getting against one another. This is a man's league.
Max Seals, steal. There's a man ready to play in a man's league. Talking with his game as well. Watson on Maxiel, crossover, create Dante Green, triple, Killer 3's. And yet, we're only halfway there. So 3's company without a made three in the first half. We're playing to 50, so first to 25. Placed timeout there for, down 8-0. Your team responds with a Big 12 floor run, lead it at the half.
Yeah, and I think the point he was making was, hey, we have extra Frank Nitty out.
Deshawn Thompson hits the first three for 3's company. Long to Watson. That's 11 points 2 assists and an explosion for C.J. Watson.
And forced the killer threes to adjust their defense.
Ooh, Watson.
3's company to adjust their defense.
Poke that one away. Watson finds Dante Green again.
It's going to be very important for the killer threes to don't forget about Steven Jackson offensively.
Emmett spins and a hammer. Come and dance on our floor, Dante Jones. Jackson on Emmett with a response.
That's what you call team basketball. Selflessness.
Emmett floater. Trying no threes because of the contributions from Watson. A little pressure at this point.
I think that can be very beneficial for him.
Couldn't hit it. So the 3's company led it early 8-0 when Andre Emmett was hot. Trying to come back now. Emmett floater takes it right at Nitty.
So as much as 3's company, they want to attack certain matchups, just like Killer 3's want to attack the Watson, Maxfield pick and roll.
For Steven Jackson, we have not seen Eddie Curry for Killer 3's. Dante Jones draws a foul. Dante Jones pulls 3's company back within 3. Watson attacks, creates, on the bounce, Dante Green, 3. And we have
Steve, are you just having a conversation where you're dominating the conversation and you're only making the points about your team?
Woo.
You should know when you come to Utah, you're going to get fouled.
I would like to get 1 point in that one-on-one game. I'll tell you that right now.
And what was your number in high school?
Kerrville, Texas, 54 jersey. It's old, I'll tell you that.
I think they treated you like how I got treated in high school. My name was Little 30 because I only got in the games when we were up by 30.
Yeah, little 30. All right, now we did have to clarify, that is a 4-point shot. Oh. Watson on Emmett now. Head shake. Watson, Emmett gets a block. Straight back up. Andre Emmett.
Coach, in one of those free throw rebounds, they got bailed out that time, but boy, that free throw rebound could have definitely hurt them.
2 more, Deshawn Thompson.
Offensively, driving the ball to the basket, making great decisions. And then once you start driving, defenses are going to back off of you. Now he makes the shot. He's always been an incredible driver to the basket. Big
lockdown Andre Emmett.
The key is going to be what he's going to go down and support C.J. Watson.
Ooh, gets a foul on Watson.
So Steven Jackson decided not to go to Emmett.
A 3-pointer with women. Andre Emmett.
C.J. Watson is going cold.
Emmett for 2, 49 on the board for Andre Emmett. Steven Jackson thought about the 4, head fake, takes Maxiel, gets the block at the rim. Foul is called. Maxiel into the hands of Emmett. A chance to win it for Andre Emmett.
You have to guard him all over the floor.
Emmett, Maxiel, foul by Steven Jackson. Maxiel, and now late, closing in on a huge win.
And they definitely were the underdogs coming into the game. It adds to transparency, and it helps the fans.
So that means Jason Maxiel to the line to try and close it out. 1 shot for 2 points for 3's company. Maxiel, game over. 3's company rallies down the stretch. They close the game on a 14-0 run, and it all started with the 4-point shot from Andre Emmett. A bitter taste in the mouth for the Killer 3's and Steven Jackson, because 3's company has now won 3 straight. It ends with a flagrant foul on Steven Jackson, the free throw from Maxiel, and 3's company 51-41 winner. Now for the B1 shot of the game, and you have to go back to Andre.